Hey, it's Jo. So for today's video, we are going to eat sinigang and pork lumpia. I also have here the real size sweet chili sauce and syempre, kanin. And ang ating sinigang ay sponsored ng ating Mudrakels. Katatapos lang din niyang kumain. Mga 3 balik bago siya natapos. And then, inom tayo ng Coke. Dahil mas masarap yung sinigang kapag ka may Coke. Yan. Yummy. Hindi ka sumusubo, busog na agad. Okay, tikman muna natin ang this is pork belly. Asim. Yum. Okay, tayo ng sabaw. Siyempre gulay, kangkong, tsaka sitaw. And then, ang ating pork belly. Ingay-ingay po ng aking mga live audience. Nagbubulungan sila pero maingay pa rin sila. Mama, oh! May special intermission pa po sa yung pag-utot. Pagpasensyahan na natin, hindi napigilan. Grabe yung taba ng pork belly. The best sinigang ever. Wala akong na-prepare na story time for today, pero meron akong pre-recorded na video. Actually, audio lang siya. Na-insert ko na lang dito sa video na to para hindi masayang yung audio. Para ano pa rin siya. Story time mukbang pa rin siya kasi medyo kukunti lang yung mukbang videos ko, pero ang dami kong pre-recorded na audios ng story time. So, insert ko na lang siya dito. So, ito yung mga stocks namin before yung ECQ. Siyempre, kahit pa sabihin mo may palengke pa rin, nakakatakot ng bumili ng mga meat. Kasi dito sa lugar namin, mama, ilan na yung ano natin? Yung positive. Yung last na narinig ko, parang 2 yata. Sa mga ibang lugar. 2. And madaming PUM at PUI. So, para maging mas safe, kung ano lang stocks namin dito sa bahay, yun lang yung kinakain namin. Lalo na dun sa mga meat. Kapag naubos na yung meat, so dilata na lang. So, insert ko na yung film ko. Way back. January pa yata yun. It's about people who survived getting lost in the wilderness. Insert. First on our list is Alexander Kovalev or Kovalev. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name, but let's just call him Alexander. In September 2017, a man named Alexander disappeared from work in the Siberian village of Beregovoy. I'm not really sure if that's how it's pronounced, but let's call it Beregovoy. His truck had a full tank of gas, and his glasses were left inside the vehicle. It didn't make any sense why he should abandon the truck when he could barely see. For 2 weeks, no one knew where Alexander was until he emerged from the taiga. He got out of the woods, found a highway, and stayed until help arrived. It's a miracle that he survived in the freezing Siberian wilderness for 2 weeks without food or water. Not to mention the fact that the taiga is also known to be inhabited by black bears, wolves, and tigers. He had frostbite all over his legs and needed to be hospitalized. When his own children asked him why he was out in the wilderness in the first place, he said he did not know. Weird. He also felt too traumatized by the experience to talk about it. Next is Lisa Faris. 25-year-old radiology student Lisa Faris went missing, and after several weeks, she was declared dead. In reality, she had trusted two men she just met. Lesson learned: don't trust anyone, especially someone you just met, who happened to have criminal records. Suddenly, everything went dark. She woke up completely undressed and without shoes in the woods of Alabama. She was also missing her glasses. Her eyesight is so bad that without her glasses, she is legally blind. She became lost in the woods and found a walking stick to help her maneuver through the wilderness. Lisa claims that she has no memory of how she ended up in the woods in the first place. She may have been drugged. She was lost for a total of 28 days. Doctors believe that she lost 18 kilograms. She survived by eating mushrooms and berries and drinking water from puddles. When it rained, she would wring the water out of her hair and drink that. Her legs are scarred from scratches, bug bites, and poison ivy. She eventually found a road and collapsed from exhaustion. A female driver thought Lisa was a dead animal, but immediately pulled over to help her and called 911. Once she realized Lisa was a human being, the ambulance arrived and Lisa was reunited with her family. The two men who Lisa was with are named Randall Wade and Manly Green. By the time Lisa showed up alive, they had already been arrested for a theft around the same time as her disappearance. Lisa claims that the entire experience completely changed her life. It gave her a new appreciation for everything. She kept the walking stick as a reminder of her journey. During an interview, she clutched onto it in appreciation of how it saved her life. According to her, quote-unquote, it helped me out a lot. Next is Liang Shengyu, a young couple, 21-year-old Liang Shengyue and his 19-year-old girlfriend, Liu Chenchun, were hiking in Nepal in 2017. The weather suddenly got very bad, and they could no longer see where they were going. They both fell into a ravine, where their lives were only spared because they found shelter in a cave on the edge of a cliff. They had no way of escaping for 7 weeks straight. Eventually, they ran out of the food they brought with them. Ultimately, Liu died, and Liang slept most of the time to conserve what little energy he had left. The rescue team found them only 3 days later. Liang was still alive, but he had lost 30 kilograms, and maggots were already eating away at his right leg, which had been injured. The rescue team was only able to find Liang and Liu because vultures were circling around their bodies. Liang says that the only reason he survived was because he continued to eat the snow around him and lick salt that he'd brought with the food. He was lifted out by a helicopter and brought to a hospital immediately. Next is Barbara and Lamyra Briley. In December 2016, 71-year-old New Jersey native Barbara Briley was driving down to North Carolina to visit relatives for Christmas with her great-granddaughter Lamira. Barbara was lost in the middle of Virginia. She tried stopping at a gas station to ask for help. The clerk tried to help her with the GPS. Barbara misunderstood her GPS's instructions, however, and turned down a random dirt road. She was around 1.6 kilometers deep into the woods when she drove over a small fallen tree. Her car became stuck, and Barbara and Lamira were lost in a remote area. Normally, it's good to wait for help to come, especially when it's the middle of the winter, and they were in the forest. However, no other cars passed on the dirt road for several days. Meanwhile, their family was worried. Police helicopters were searching for them but couldn't spot them from underneath the trees. It turns out that the dirt road was a private property, and the owner found them. Barbara was unresponsive, but Lamira was totally fine and very talkative. They both survived by eating the snacks that they had in the car for the Christmas party. The property owner called 911, and the two received medical care immediately. Next is Shannon Fraser. A 30-year-old woman named Shannon Fraser from Queensland, Australia, was at a swimming hole with her friends in September 2014 when she started having an argument with her fiancé. She needed to calm down, so she decided to go for a walk into the bush. This was a huge mistake because Shannon quickly got lost and nobody could find her. Volunteers spent a collective 800 hours looking for her. Shannon finally found her way back 17 days later. She showed up at almost the exact spot where she first disappeared, but she was completely naked, except for a plastic fertilizer bag. Her skin was so sunburned that it was beginning to bleed. She also had a deep gash in her leg. A farmer named Brad Finch found her and helped her get to a hospital. Shannon Fraser lost 16 kilograms. She survived by eating bugs and fish and drinking water from a creek. The reason why no one could find her was because instead of turning around and going back in the direction she came, she was going uphill into a mountain area where the search team thought it would be totally illogical for anyone to go. Next is Robert Vygotsky, a 23-year-old American man from Alaska named Robert Vygotsky went on a trip to Australia in early July 1999. He went into the dangerously hot Great Sandy Desert in Western Australia. He wanted to explore the outback on his bicycle. No one knew he was even missing until the end of July, when his abandoned bike was discovered. A search for him began, but it was eventually called off on August 9. A group of Vygotsky's fellow Americans decided to take matters into their own hands. A Vietnam veteran named Garrison St. Clair led a group of people to keep searching. This entertaining effort attracted local news stations, and this is how Vygotsky was found. A news helicopter spotted him standing in a river, and they rescued him. He had been gone a total of 40 days, and he only drank groundwater and ate plants. Perhaps the most baffling part of the story is that he did this all on purpose, as part of a spirit quest, including leaving his food and water behind. However, considering that his body was already withering away, it would have likely been a death sentence if he hadn't been rescued. Next is Andrew Gaskell. In October 2016, a 25-year-old Australian engineer from Tasmania named Andrew Gaskell was on holiday in Malaysia. He was hiking in Gunung Mulu National Park. Before the trip, he wrote on his personal blog that he hoped a long journey would help him figure out what he was doing with his life. He purposely stayed away from highly populated tourist attractions and decided it would be more authentic to climb mountains during his spirit quest. He became lost in the mountains for about 2 weeks. He was malnourished and dehydrated, and his legs were covered with leeches. After the extensive search and after being airlifted in a helicopter, he posted a public apology, stating that he was truly sorry for the trouble he caused because this could have been avoided. True. Gaskell wrote a detailed blog post about what happened, including the fact that he had purposely ignored all of the advice locals had given him about safety procedures. He also purposely walked down paths that had multiple signs that said areas were closed or forbidden. Very, very wrong. Last but not the least is Jamie Neal. In 2009, London native Jamie Neal was 19 years old when he decided to do a gap year before college. He flew to Australia to hike through the outback. This was part of an epic vacation in which he also expected to visit Vietnam, Laos, and Nepal. He visited the Blue Mountains in New South Wales and only expected to spend a few hours walking on the trails. And he decided to leave his cell phone behind. Very wrong again. Unfortunately, his day trip turned into a 12-day long nightmare. He was lost. And to make matters worse, helicopters were actually flying over him. He would start screaming and waving his hands in the air, yet the pilots never seemed to notice him. He was finally found by 2 other hikers who helped him get to a hospital. During an interview with The Guardian, Jamie's parents expressed that they were very angry at him for not bringing his cell phone. Rightfully so, but they couldn't exactly punish him, considering what he has been through. Okay, that's it for today's video, guys. Diba nakakaloka yung mga survival stories nila? Meron pa dito matanda na, pero nakasurvive pa rin. Although, meron ding mga stories na medyo hindi naging maganda yung ending, pero kailangan lang natin na maging alert, lalo na yung pag-aalis ng bahay. Katulad nung nangyari kay Jamie. Oo, may mga helicopters na naghanap sa kanya, pero ang tagal din bago siya makita. Siyempre, kapag ka nasa area yung helicopter, hindi naman agad-agad makikilala na tao, yung may taong kumakaway sa baba. Lalo na, hindi naman lumilipad ang helicopter ng mababa lang, di ba? Hindi niya dinala yung cellphone niya. Yun, isa yun sa mga pagkakamali niya. Minsan, ito na yung pinapaalala ko sa nanay ko, kasi minsan, pupunta siya ng palengke, iiwanan niya yung cellphone niya. Yung just in case ba, kunyari may makalimutang bilhin, iti-text mo, tatawagan mo. Kasi nung mga panahon na wala pang cellphone, wala tayong choice, 'di ba? Wala tayong immediate na contact sa family natin. Pero nung meron na, might as well make the most out of it. Kasi yung cellphone na yan, nakakapagligtas yan ng buhay. Doon sa mga katulad nitong nangyari sa kanya, kung dinala niya, edi sana nakahingi siya ng tulong, 'di ba? Meron din naman na dinala nila pero walang signal. Pero mas okay pa rin na may dala ka. Kasi kahit na wala kang signal, I believe parang napipick up pa rin ng cell tower yung location mo kung nakabukas yung cellphone mo. Thank you so much guys for watching. Nakita niyo naman, ubos ang kanin. May natira pang lumpia tsaka sinigang. Pero syempre bawal mag-aksaya lalo na naka-enhanced community quarantine tayo. So pang lunch pa yan at pang dinner. Thank you so much guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope to see you in my next video. Stay home, stay safe, wash your hands. God bless you all. Bye!